Hi guys, welcome to the Samvada broadcast for Club Drive DLF5. We have Parth with us today, and today we're going to discuss a bit about the PUBG ban, which is we'll be talking a lot about it these days. So, hi Parth, introduce yourself to us. Tell us what you do and where do you stay.
Uh, my name is Faz. I live in Princeton,
Okay,
and I'm in class 12th grade in the school St. Xavier's High School.
right. And Parth is a avid PUBG player. So, tell us more about. First of all, before we talk about the ban, tell us a bit about the game, Parth. What is it all about for us? For those of us who don't know and understand why is it so addictive and why people play.
Okay, so the game's basically about 100 people in one lobby together, where you have various options to play alone or in duos or in squads of 4 people. And your basic task is to survive till the end, where you land in a different location of the map every time. Choose your weapons, choose your strategies, and then just kill the other people until you win. And what the game calls a chicken dinner when you survive to the last.
Okay, and
So that's basically about it. And there are different modes to this game. So
why is it so? So a lot of people say that it's pretty addictive, and then you can play with your friends. What's so different about this and Counter Strike, for example? Why do you go for this?
I went for this game because it's more user friendly. Counter Strike is more of a heavy game and it's mainly for avid gamers. But PUBG proposed a platform for me to talk to my friends as well as just communicate with them while playing a game altogether. So it was just a better platform than Counter Strike for
Okay.
me.
And people call PUBG a craze. They say that it's all over the place. Give us a sense of how big this game is with the teen community and the people like in school and stuff.
A couple of weeks ago, when the ban was introduced, a lot of my friends, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot, literally all my friends were really affected by it because from every night from 11 till like 2 or 3 in the morning, this is all we used to do. We used to play a game continuously for 3, 4 hours. And then, so when the ban was introduced, everyone was really shocked by it. And it had a very bad impact to all of us because we were really confused as to what we're going to do during that time.
Hmm.
And the craze is the addiction grew in the past year or so when the game really made a hit in this age group because it wasn't really a heavy game. Like people could play it on their phones. You weren't really supposed to have the proper gaming equipment required. So it spread widely and extensively really fast. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And what about what do you do? So your parents' reaction, for example. I think a lot of people had some really funny reaction of when did
Yeah.
your parents get to know and what were their reactions when they got to know about this?
From every day when I used to start the game tonight, like every day I started to play at around 11 or 11:30. So
Mm.
every night my parents used to scold me to like stop playing the game or to study because that's all I used to do every night. And living in, for instance, a 3 bedroom apartment, so they could hear me talk and like talk to my friends and tell them like when we're playing the game, there is supposed to be communication, right? When you tell your other teammates or if your friends where the people are, what you need to do. So they used to get disturbed every night, and they used to tell me to study because if I'm staying up at 2, 3 in the morning, I am definitely going to wake up late as well, right?
And these are friends
So
within Princeton, or are these
sometimes within
like
Princeton, sometime
graduate?
outside. Like I mean, the game really connects you to anywhere, right? So my friend was in US the entire lockdown.
Okay.
So we used to play every night, and that just posed as a great platform to talk to him every day.
And you're able to chat
And
with
the
him as well
ban,
while you do it.
yeah. Because see, chatting can definitely get boring at times, right? But while playing PUBG, it definitely didn't get boring because we had other things to do as well than just talk. And the ban, I'm pretty sure it was a good thing for the parents because, I mean, they got to sleep better. They got me waking up early. They got me studying more. So
The
yeah.
sleeping part is actually new. A lot of parents were probably happy because now you guys are spending your time somewhere else, which is what now? How are you? What is replacing PUBG now? How do you guys communicate? I mean, because the sense that I'm getting is that you guys were also sort of connecting with each other. It's not just about playing the game, but also sort of
Yeah.
spending time. So, what do you do?
Okay, so there's this new game. It's called COD Mobile, Call of Duty. It's a
Okay.
proper PS4 and Xbox gaming platform game,
Hmm.
but there's a new mobile version for it,
Hmm.
and it's primarily like PUBG. I mean, just the only difference is that there are more gaming modes to it. It's PUBG just made better, but then I know that it's a better game, it has better features, the quality is better, but the addiction, the craze that PUBG had, that isn't gonna go, but it's still providing us a good substitute for the game.
Yeah. So basically, I've played both as well. I've played PUBG and I played COD as well. And I think there's something more simple about PUBG that makes it more addictive, probably. And
Exactly, yeah.
it works very well for players. So so at night now, what do you like? You guys sleep off, or have you all shifted to COD? And while you're talking about the shift, what is this thing about the new 4G game which is coming in and people talking about it?
The new 4G game is basically um, our country's attempt um, to cope up with the negative effects the ban of PUBG
For the
had on the teen
demand.
environment. Because yeah. And I haven't personally played the game yet. I don't even know if it's released or no. But like you said, the simplicity of the game PUBG was what was addictive about it. Because even though the quality is better in COD and there are more and more modes, but the simplicity and the how do I explain it? Just the basic essence of the game PUBG that isn't really in any other game.
Right.
Which is why I mean we still miss it, but then there are substitutes which you're gonna get used to.
Which I was coming to.
Time.
What are the alternatives like people can follow? Like one is COD, but you've already told us Call of Duty is one. Is there any other that people can fall back on?
See, if I'm being really honest, ever since I stopped playing PUBG, I'll tell you what happened exactly. I deleted PUBG a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of days ago, to reinstall it because I wanted to update the game because my phone wasn't really adapting to the update because the update was more than 1.5 gigs, I think. So I had to delete the game and download it again. Now, when I was downloading it, I took a gap for a couple of hours and then it was just off the Play Store at all. So the main thing was that the ban didn't really stop people from downloading the game because there are other alternatives, right? You can go off the internet and download adulterated versions, APK files, and all of those.
Or use a VPN
So
or
it didn't
something?
really stop the people. Exactly. I use a VPN, connect to some other country, and then download it. So it didn't really stop the people. It just made them use different ways altogether to download the game.
Right.
But now that I'm not playing PUBG because I got a new phone and I don't want to spoil it with APK files,
Mhm.
I I started playing new games, something other than just first person shooting and other than strategic games, which all my friends who I used to play PUBG with have shifted to these games as well.
Okay.
So some of these games are this game's called Among Us.
Okay.
Have you heard of the game?
No, I have not. Because I actually
Oh,
still have PUBG on my phone, so I'm probably just hooked onto that still. I have a light version which I
exactly,
haven't
yeah.
deleted, so I've still sort of have it with me.
I downloaded PUBG today just to because my friends were really after my life to download it again.
Right.
So, and being completely honest, even though I played 4 5 different games with all the same people
Mhm.
over the past week or so,
Mhm.
I still miss PUBG because there isn't really much to it. All you have to do is it's just the basic stuff that really gets your attention, right?
Yeah. Basically, just skydive from a plane and start shooting.
Exactly.
Right. So, what are the alternatives? Like you told me one. What else? What else could people probably go to?
There's COD Mobile. There's this game called Among Us. There's 4G, which I've heard from people, which I've seen trailers for as well.
Mhm.
It basically is the same game.
Mhm.
But since I haven't played it, I don't know what the production is like, and I don't know what the quality is like, the gaming modes and all. But I hope it's basically like PUBG because it could provide us a great substitute for it, right?
Mhm. And also, I wanted to also understand in terms of your knowledge on the amount of tournaments, and there's a lot of talk about kids actually earning out of tournaments and videos, and there's an opportunity for earning money out of the game. What is that all about, and how are people doing that? And do you have any exposure to that?
There are YouTubers, there are professional gamers who earn so much money that they can afford huge houses, bungalows, supercars, and all just from a month of gaming.
Mhm.
And even people who just do unofficial gaming and just amateur stuff, they also earn more than 50 60,000 bucks a month just to play these games online and to stream. And personally speaking, I've participated in more than 10 to 15 unofficial tournaments, which have made me win about 1,000 or 1,050, like 1,500 rupees per game, per win. And the
Okay.
participation charges are just like 50 or 100 bucks per person in a squad.
So you're saying that
So
if you
there are
turn out
unofficial
to be a
tournaments.
winner in every game of say 100 people, you were able to earn 1,500 rupees from that game
Yeah,
because
there
they
are
said
unofficial
maybe.
tournaments which are being held. Yeah, so and the publicity of these games, like these unofficial tournaments, happen on every social media profile, like on Insta, on Facebook, and all.
Mhm.
People post stories with the gaming codes of the private lobby. You just join them, you pay $50 on Paytm, and then if you win, you
Mhm.
get the winning prize.
Okay.
It was a simple concept, yeah.
So the last question would be the impact, essentially, when you look at it from a more political point of view or otherwise, from just a teenager's point of view, do you think it's something that is positive, or do you think probably it could have been avoided, they should have not done it, or what do you think?
See, obviously, speaking from a political point of view, it obviously had positive impacts, right? Because they wanted to boycott the entire Chinese community of
Yeah.
applications and all.
So what I'm trying to
But
get to is
coming
that
to,
does a 14-year-old or an 18-year-old, sensitize with the fact that it's been done for a certain purpose, or they're like, "नहीं, मेरा game ban कर दिया है. This is not the thing."
see, if it had like, if people of my age, of 17, 18 age, if they realized why the Indian government did what they did, they would have stopped installing and downloading versions like you said, PUBG Lite and other versions of from the internet. But the main fact that people are still continuing to play the game, and I'm 100% sure, not more than 10 to 15% of people have actually stopped playing this game, just shows that it didn't really have the effect or impact it was supposed to.
Hmm. Right.
I feel like what they could have done was just buy shares off of the other Chinese companies and just get their shares on the company so that the entire profits and the entire house and the entire money earned from the game didn't really go to the Chinese government and went here.
Right.
So yeah, that's what they should have done. But then I feel like banning it didn't really have the impact they wanted it to have because, as you all know, everyone's still playing the game.
Yeah. Right. Perfect. Thanks. Thanks a lot, Parth. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for telling us what's
Thank you so
been
much.
going on.